Here's Brody Brazil.
So if you're like me, in the last 3 to 4 months, you've probably become a bit consumed with the Howard Terminal Ballpark project. And that's because it's so important for anybody that's spent 20, 30, 40 plus years being an A's fan. I mean, you've invested all that time and energy into the Oakland A's, and all you want to see is them stay in this city for the rest of your lifetime and beyond, and do it at a place like Howard Terminal, which would really secure it in the best possible way. And let's be honest, these past couple weeks and months, I mean, they've been exciting times, they've been anxious times, they've been tense times, because now you have Las Vegas in the mix. You've got politicians offering their thoughts and a little bit of their control and power over the situation. These are tense times because, yeah, a certain clock is ticking on all this. The A's in Major League Baseball, they need to make decisions, and we've already been going through this process for so many years and so many decades. But there's all that going on. There's so much of that going on. It's actually a bit easy to get lost in the process. And this thought came over me the other day as I was watching the Oakland Design Review Committee meeting. And I don't know why or how it just came over me, but I thought to myself, wait a second. Take a step back. Just take a deep breath and take one step back. Here we are in September of 2021. If you would have told me 5 months ago, let's just go back to April, early April when this baseball season started. If you would have told me that the A's would be this far along in their project, that they'd be talking to the city and the county, and a vote would have already been taken. Now, it wasn't the perfect vote. Like, let's just square that away. But you understand, all of this stuff has just happened in the last 5 months. And that's why the temperature has turned up real quick. Now, that's a good thing. If you want to get things accomplished, you have to put in the work. You have to put them forward. These thoughts were not even, I mean, they were made public in April. But quite honestly, who was talking about them? The A's were. You and I were. But nobody influential, like actually in the decision-making process. The city council had not brought this up yet. The Alameda County Board of Supervisors had not brought this up yet. I mean, I literally watched a design review committee meeting the other day where they were talking the level of detail of things like stormwater, what to do with stormwater at the Howard Terminal site. That's how far and how deep we are now into this process. How tall can the surrounding buildings of the ballpark be? Like, that's the level of detail that things are at right now. Also, don't get me wrong, there's a long way to go here. I'm not promising you that things are wrapping up and they're almost done. But just for a beat, just for a second, take yourself back and let's talk about opening day. If I told you that this ballpark would be a real, like, tangible thing that's getting discussed and properly evaluated, honestly, for the first time ever, wouldn't you take that? There has been a lot of progress. And also, the farther we get in this process, you truly see how much the A's have put into it, and specifically put into staying in Oakland. I watched a great documentary on Bjarke Ingels, part of the Bjarke Ingels group, the firm that's designing this new stadium and the Howard Terminal project. The documentary, I think, was called Abstract, and it's on Netflix. But here's one of the most highly acclaimed designers of urban spaces in the world. Like, if you're the Oakland A's and you're only half serious about this, you don't go out and hire those guys and that guy specifically to design your project. The renderings, the information, the amount of research the Oakland A's have done on this project is tremendous, and it keeps coming out. We've only scratched the surface of how far into this project they've gone. Now we're finding out more information as these meetings happen, as the information has to be released, has to be shared. I don't think they want to show all their cards until this is done and ready to be voted on. But my point is, there's been such an effort behind the scenes to make this work and make the team stay in Oakland. Now, I do understand. I do understand that the trips to Las Vegas, they're part of this process too, and I'm really not making this video about that. I'm going to acknowledge them, but that's all I'm going to say. On the counter to that, the counter to that is the fact that this team and franchise has put so much work into actually staying here, and sometimes that gets lost on everybody. If you just kind of focus in on that, you see where the heart is really seeming to be set. Now again, I'm saying that here not with specific inside knowledge of something that's coming or whatever. I'm just saying the casual observation by me is you don't put in this much work if you're not really, really serious about it. So as this baseball season starts to ramp up into whatever conclusion it is, right? For me, you know where I hope it ends. As one of the last two teams standing and ultimately winning the World Series. But if it's somewhere before that in the playoffs, or if it's somewhere before that at game 162, wherever this season ends, I just want to say to A's fans right now that you are still entertaining. When baseball's done, you are still entertaining probably the most interesting and important year of the Oakland A's in all 50 plus of their existence here in the East Bay. Because what happens after the season's over, whether it's October or November or into December, I mean, we'll even fudge and say maybe into January or before next spring training in February. But the next couple months, hopefully, bring us answers or lead us down a road that show the way of getting this ballpark and this project right there, if not ready to go, or at least several important steps closer. So I just wanted to say that about Howard Terminal. The overarching thought here is just that sometimes you really do have to take a step back. You got to slide back for a second. You got to look at how much progress has been made here. And none of the other projects before have gone this far, have gotten to this length and this depth. And yeah, there are some points where maybe you're a bit pessimistic about it, and you do understand that it's an uphill battle. But to see the progress made, let's not forget that as we absorb everything else that comes out with this project. Hey, can I quickly say, while you're here watching this video, since you've watched this long, maybe consider subscribing to the channel here if you haven't already done so. Really trying to build this place out as a platform for you and I to have these deeper level conversations about Howard Terminal, the A's, and other things just like it. So also, if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't done so already, give this video a thumbs up if you actually liked it so that it can be recommended to other viewers here on YouTube. All right, that does it for this one. I'll talk to you soon. Hang in there.